Okay, so I am on top of the world right now. I'm really hype about what happened yesterday as of the time that I'm recording this. And here's the thing, I'm not even doing a skit. I'm just rolling the intro right now. Roll it. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Titans Rundown. I am your host, Micah McCamey, and I am in a whole nother stratosphere right now. Let me tell you that much, brother. I have been waiting to record this since the moment that game ended. And I had to wait a day because I was just too hyped up. Dude, oh gosh, dude. Wow. Just wow. Um, you know, I don't think I've been this excited about a win since 2021 whenever we beat the Bills. Like that's how it okay, maybe the Bengals game this year comes close, but like my gosh. I dude, I don't even have words to truly describe what happened because I don't know what happened. I don't know where this Will Levis came from compared to training camp Will Levis and college Will Levis. Like, huh? All right, before we get into, breaking down his performance and whatnot, and, talking about the future of the other quarterbacks for the Tennessee Titans, um, let me just start out with that 3-minute segment that I know y'all either love or hate, where we just we don't talk about Titans football, and we usually talk about Vols football, unless it's like the off season or something where, there's nothing else really going on. Actually, before I talk about the Vols, I just want to say this real quick. um, it's real. You know how you get that nice feeling whenever you see a really likable player do something dirty to, a very unlikable player? Well, that's what happened with the Warriors and the Houston Rockets a few nights ago. Dude, Dylan Brooks got absolutely destroyed by Steph Curry on that nice little crossover. And then Steph Curry runs down the court just. And I know I am all things Tennessee, but yes, I am a Dubs fan. That's how I even got into basketball. That's why I was ever even into basketball. And that's why and the Warriors are probably the only reason I'm even in the sports right now. So, like, and if I would have never watched the Warriors, I probably wouldn't be hosting this podcast right now. If anything, I would probably be made fun of at school because I would have no clue what's going on. But anyway, let's move on from that. The Vols, dude, that's the best Joe Milton has looked all season. I don't care what anyone says. Okay, he looked good against Bam. He looked decent against Bama. The second half, he kind of, but he looked decent against Bama, and he looked good against Virginia. But Virginia is just not a good football program, even though they somehow beat North Carolina. Like, where did that come from? But anyway, yeah. My gosh. I'm very happy that we beat Kentucky because here's the thing. I would have been given a lot, and I mean a lot of crap if we would have lost. Because here's the thing. The whole week, instead of saying, it could be a competitive game, I was just saying, man, we don't lose to Kentucky. Because we usually don't unless we're like, COVID year or just anything under Pruitt or Butch. But, like we don't usually lose to Kentucky. And I think that Saturday proved that Josh Heupel is going to be the next great Kentucky beater. Because, like, this year may have been one of their best chances. They had a veteran quarterback. They were coming off of their bye week, and we were coming off against playing Bama. So, like, yeah, Joe Milton looked decent. Nimrod got the touchdown. And I actually have a buddy that is just like a big Nimrod fan. So, that was fun. And yeah. My gosh. This was an amazing football week. My high school won, my college football team won, and my NFL team won. That's the trifecta. And I've been told that statistically, that should be dang near impossible to happen for that to be pulled off. And we got close with the Titans, but did drop the pass. We were okay. Yeah, we'll get to the rest of the stuff later. But yeah, okay, so I think that's all my time for this segment. So Vols fans, you are free to. Vols fans who aren't Titans fans, you're free to get out. But for Titans fans, oh man, I got so much more to say. Will freaking Levis. Oh my gosh, where did this come from? I watched this kid at Kentucky and I thought, he's okay. Got a strong arm, runs a pro style system, but like, holy, like, I was not ready for him to explode for 4 touchdowns. 4. Like, I was expecting like a modest, humble, like, I was thinking, okay, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, show some flashes, show that he could be worth investing in. But I did not expect 4 touchdowns. And here's the thing, okay? Let me get this out of the way, bite the frog immediately. So people are talking about how the only other quarterback to throw 4 touchdowns in his debut was Mariota. Let me just clear this up real quick. Yeah, no, Mariota's 4 touchdown game was kind of different. Because, okay, Fox Sports, but like, according to Fox Sports, statistically, before this game, Atlanta had like a top 10 defense. And Marcus Mariota played the Bucs before they even had a good defense. Before they had like, Devin White, Levante David. I think it was even before Vita Vea. Like, it was a while ago, but like, it was definitely before Antoine Winfield. I know that. But like, it was before all these guys had really came into the league and made a name for themselves. This was whenever the Bucs had a bad defense. And even then, Mariota's 4 touchdown passes, 2 of them, the receiver did every little bit of the work. Like, it was a slant, and then he just ran down that field, and then it was like a running back screen was the other one, was the second one. The third and fourth one, yes, they were in tight pockets, but they were at like the 3-yard line. So, of course, he's going to score a touchdown on that. So, like, yeah, don't fall for that comparison. I beg you. Like, this is a better defense. Levis made throws that Mariota couldn't have even dreamed about back in the day. Like, okay, back in the day, NFL wise, like, he could throw it pretty decently at college, but who gives a crap about college? This is an NFL channel. You know what I'm saying? Like. Anyway, so I do want to say this though. There are 2 things I'm going to come out of this game saying, okay, maybe we should tone our expectations down a little bit, because here's what I want to see. First off, can he do this again? Well, okay, wait. Can he play good again? Because I hope that this isn't lightning in a bottle, because it very well could be. Like, this could just be like a 4 touchdown game, and then he just kind of disappears into the limelight. But, like, Will Levis looked calm, cool, and collected. I need to see him against that Steelers defense. We gotta see, like, can he, because like he was able to deal with pressure decently like early in the game. His first throw, he made a really nice throw under pressure, but like we gotta see if he can do that on a consistent basis, because TJ Watt's gonna be on his tail all night. He comes from the left side. Left side's our weakest side of the O-line. Like, we got to see what he can do there. But, oh, yeah. Also, there were a lot of deep shots, which I can't tell if that means that the Falcons' defense was kind of fraudulent, which I don't think they were. Because here's the thing. They were a top 10 defense. Even though they had played the Lions, the Commanders, give them all the crap that you want, they still have a good offense. And Sam Howell is a very good football player. I wouldn't say a beast just yet. Very good football player. And they've played the Jaguars. We have already seen that offense firsthand. Like, they have been a good defensive unit. It's not like that they've had, like, oh, yeah, they've, like, it's not like the Dolphins who are 5-2 right now with their 5 wins being teams that are under 500. Like, okay, I guess that the Chargers are now barely are 500 on the dot, but still, you get what I mean. But anyway, so let me try and think of something else. Okay, so the other thing was that, well, oh yeah, the deep shot. Oh yeah, going back to the deep shots were open. So I need to see, like, what's gonna happen whenever those deep shots aren't open. Is Levis gonna, like, stay in the pocket and try and wait until one of them gets open, or will he take the check down, or will he run it? Like, those last two options, both of them I would be fine with, but I just hope that he isn't like one of those guys that tries to force every deep shot and that he just completely and that he, is at least able to recognize, like, hey, this deep shot's not open. Let me go, let me go to the running back real quick. Or let me run it up the middle if there's a hole right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just hope that there isn't any of that bullcrap. You know? So yeah, we gotta see how he does. But excuse me. So yeah, Will Levis played an amazing game. D Hop finally having his big breakout game. He played well in the Colts game, but this was just different. Like, dude was open for a good amount of the game. I will say that first touchdown pass was totally OPI. Like, I'll be the first one to admit that, but like, he played a great game aside from that. But yeah, D Hop played really great. The O line, surprisingly, was not half bad. Even Andre Dillard didn't even do too horrible. Now, how much is that? How much of that is attested to the fact that Andre Dillard came as a backup instead of a starter? I'm not too sure, but oh yeah, also it looks good before Dillard went in too. So I'm hoping and praying, not praying. That feels a little too serious, but I'm really hoping that what's his face? Why can I not remember his name? I'm really hoping that Chris Hubbard is able to come back because I would be worried if that didn't happen. Okay, so I think we need to address the elephant in the room. The two quarterbacks. Tannehill, we knew that he was going to be gone probably after this year if Levis showed enough flash. But, like, this feels like an ugly way to let him go out. Like, he gets injured, then Levis gets his shot and balls out. Like, he's not going to get traded, but he's definitely going to be let go. He may end up retiring, y'all. I think that's that's definitely a possibility. And Malik, I kind of want to keep him around, honestly. Not because he's a great backup or anything, but like, get like a good veteran backup QB for Levis next year. If Levis is the real deal, get like a veteran backup for Levis to sit in front of, maybe look back and be like, hey, could you give me a couple of hints? Like help him mentor and whatnot, and and put Willis at like some random position like running back, and let him be like a Taysom Hill type of guy. I would honestly be completely down to like have Malik Willis on like those gadget plays. He runs the ball. He may throw like once or twice, or heck, even put him out at receiver. Like, I would absolutely love to see something like that go down with this dude. Because like I want Malik to at least be successful in some sort of way. I really do. Oh, okay. So, oh yeah. Also, I'm not too sure if I support the booing, unless it was directed at Vrabel's decision. Which, by the way, I am completely against what Vrabel was trying to do. He, I don't know what he was thinking, trying to rotate both of them. But I'm happy that he read the room after the muffed snap and was just like, okay, fans don't want him. My GM drafted a quarterback. My new GM drafted a quarterback, and the quarterback that I just played and that muffed the snap, was drafted by a different GM. I got it. The staff seems a little upset. Let's take him out. Let Levis just take over. And I'm happy that he did that because if we would have tried to keep on rotating quarterbacks, I think we may have been screwed. But yeah, so yeah, no, Malik is not going to be a starter. He could be a decent backup. I'm not sure if he's going to be a backup here because I'm not too sure if Vrabel will. I mean, Tim Kelly may, influence him a little bit, but I'm not too sure if we're going to get that creative with Malik Willis's athleticism. But I would be completely down for it. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, no, I don't see that happening if I'm being completely honest. But it's all right, Anyway, let me try and think of something else. Okay, D-line, heart of the team, played amazing. I know I'm saying a lot of positive. Trust me, I'll get to the negatives in just a minute or two. And D-line was amazing. And also, Sean Murphy-Bunting and Christian Fulton had a decent game. That's a W, as always. Or that's a W, as rarely comes, because it's usually Sean Murphy-Bunting's doing pretty good as a cornerback, too. Still don't think he should be a cornerback one, but, he does pretty decent as a cornerback. Does decent as a cornerback, too. Then Christian Fulton is not. We throughout the first few weeks we were just like, oh gosh, he's not good, but he bounced back decently this week, and he was defending a good receiver, Drake London. That was decent. I didn't find myself being like, and guess who let him wide open down the sideline. I never had that moment whenever I was watching the game, because I always have that moment twice or three times a game where I'm like, oh gosh, guess who? But he played pretty decent. So did Sean Murphy-Bunting. But let's talk about some of the negatives, because there definitely were some negatives. As much as I gave credit to Andre Dillard for coming in and not being horrible, he still wasn't great. And Aaron Brewer, those snaps were pretty questionable. A couple of that snap to Malik, even though Malik shouldn't have muffed it, and he should have dove onto the ball. Come on now, man. You gotta at least help him out. He's just lucky that Levis actually caught some of those snaps, because some of them were just really bad. But oh yeah. Also, another negative of this game was Eric, yeah. Eric Garrer. I think that's his first name. I'm so sorry if I got that wrong. But I was riding on his bandwagon through the preseason. I was like, man, this guy's got to make a roster, got to, start playing a little bit more. And then I saw him play against the Falcons, and the middle of the field was wide open every single time. He should not have. He shouldn't have. He was not that great. I'll say that. Yeah. Another negative, Traylon Burks. He's not good. I hate to admit that. I wanted him to be good so bad, but he's not. He's not gonna be good. He could be Corey Davis at best, but he is not. No. He's not gonna be a number one receiver. He should not have been a first round pick. We should have drafted George Pickens. And I will say, if we drafted George Pickens, we would have probably never had to draft D-Hop, or we would have never signed D-Hop, which means no huge Will Levis breakout. Well, maybe there is, but I'm thinking in an alternate universe. But anyway, and Chig had a couple of dropped passes. Nothing against him, because overall he played okay. He had a couple of nice catches. But oh, man, I am not going to get over that one corner route. He had him wide open. He threw it was underthrown. I'll say that, but it was right in his hands, and he dropped it. And I genuinely think that if he would have had the motor for it, he could have taken that back to the house. He could have taken that to the house, and that would have been touchdown number 5. Number 5. Like, gosh. Well, at least if that drive ended on a punt. I can't remember that, but Anyway, so yeah. Um, huh. Let me take a look at next week's game just real quick. So we play the Steelers. I'm excited to play that offense. Scared to play that defense. Their offense is not good. Their offensive coordinator is also really bad. Kenny Pickett is mid. George Pickens is good. The O-line is mid. Running back's bad. So I'm excited to play. I'm excited to play that offense because our defense looks like they're pretty decent. And I'm scared to play that defense. Not even because of like Minka or any of their middle linebackers. Like, I honestly could care less about those positions of need right now. I'm just scared. I'm just scared of T.J. Watt. Like, that's it. That's all. Like, T.J. Watt is single-handedly gonna make this a slugfest and an ugly win for either side. I'm just letting you know that right now, brother. Like, now, if Will Levis balls out again, doesn't even have like a 4 touchdown game, but has like a 2-3 touchdown game, then I'll be like, okay, this is our guy. He is going to be a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been like, mark it down. Will Levis is the quarterback of the future. But I gotta see him again. I gotta see him against the Pittsburgh Steelers before I can make that assumption. And by the time this is released, that game's going to be tomorrow. So we'll see. I think that he is the guy. I just want to put that out there right now. I think Will Levis will end up being our guy. Now, will he be the 4 touchdown Will Levis that we saw yesterday, as of the time that I'm recording this? Not likely, But like, if he is like a 2 touchdown, 3 touchdown guy, 250 a game, that sounds very needy. But like, if he's a game manager, we can work with that, And if he's great, then we can definitely work with that. Defense has always been solid. It's just that our quarterbacks have choked in the playoffs. Well, at least Tannehill did. Mariota, if I give Mariota one thing over Tannehill, apart from the AFC Championship run, Tannehill did not do jack in the playoffs. He threw picks against the Baltimore Ravens, and he threw 3 picks against the Bengals in 2021. So, like, yeah, no. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not going to make any predictions about the Steelers Titans games because this team is really unpredictable, and I don't know how to guess what's going to happen. So yeah, hopefully Will Levis plays another good game, and we'll just have to see how that goes. But anyway, I have Instagram, Twitter. I don't post on there as much as I used to. I'm sorry, Twitter people, but I'm gonna try and get back on that a little bit better. Twitter. I have TikTok. If you want to see my short content, even though you could probably do that on YouTube if you're watching right now. And for podcast listeners, like I just said, I have a YouTube. All of them are under the Titans Rundown. And if you could give me a follow on any of the podcasting sites or a download or however that works. And if you could also like follow me on Instagram or Twitter, that would be great. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. I haven't seen the statistics, but I feel like there are a good amount of people that watch my episodes that aren't actually subscribed. Like, why do those people not subscribe out of curiosity? Like, you have like someone that you really like to watch, you watch their videos all the time, but you don't subscribe to them. I never understood those people. But anyway, that's going to do it all for me. This has been a rundown of your potentially good Tennessee Titans and potentially great quarterback in Will Levis. I never thought I'd be saying that because I thought Will Levis was going to suck. But anyway, I love y'all. Tighten up.